I've created this animation. And in this video, I'm going to show you how, along with tips and tricks on how to create your own video animations. And the tools that I use are ChatGPT for imaging and prompts, Kling AI, image to video, background music, Suno AI, and to put things all together, Adobe Premiere Pro. Now you can use Adobe or simpler tools like CapCut, which is feature-rich, very good. Now for imaging, I use the reference picture. Here, I sketched out the cartoon that I want on paper, took a picture, fed it into ChatGPT. I entered the prompt, turned the sketch into a 3D cartoon like a Pixar character, put bright colors and set it in a background you deem appealing. ChatGPT did its work and voila, a wonderfully cute picture came out just from my drawing. In this picture, I found that the whiskers are not quite right. And there is this wonderful feature in ChatGPT where you can go into the image and then over here, there is a select tool. You paint over it and you give it a prompt, add whiskers, and it does its job. I thought that was perfect. I just did a download. And I've got a starting image to work with. Now for video animation, I use Kling AI. I just feel that it is one of the stronger tools in the market. And here in Kling AI, I will choose image to video. Here I can put a start frame, and that's where I drop the original picture, my first reference image. And here you put the prompts. You can even put negative prompts, what you don't want it to do, typically missing limbs, 6 fingers, so on and so forth. And to make a continuous video, I will use a video editing tool to get the last frame of this 5-second generation. And then the last frame, I would put it as the start, and then I prompt the next portion of the video. So that's the trick I use so that you get a continuous motion with character consistency. This is the second scene where I use the last frame to be the first frame. And here I prompted the mouse to look up into the sky for him to discover the rainbow. Now the key is how to prompt. And for prompting, I used ChatGPT. In ChatGPT, I'll put a pretty long prompt as an instruction, and the prompt will read something like this. You have to take an uploaded image. I will enter a prompt, study the prompt, and I want ChatGPT to craft out an improved prompt all in one paragraph stating the camera movement, that's super important, the action that should naturally take place, and to write it in a descriptive, usable manner such that I get cinematic movie-like quality. In the prompt, also, I asked ChatGPT to give me negative prompts so that I tell Kling not to do some things like blurry image, etc. So this is the overarching instructions. I will place this in the description below in the YouTube. I go ahead and drop the last frame of the first clip so that I can have continuity. This was the last frame, and I put in this prompt. Camera locked. Boy is wearing a yellow polo t-shirt. Both boy and mouse have black eyes. Why I'm saying this is because here it's not so clear that it's a polo shirt. Kling doesn't have a memory of the earlier clip. So in my earlier generations, this came out to be a t-shirt. So I have to be specific. I want a yellow polo shirt. And you see the eyes are covered. I had one generation where the eyes turned out to be brownish blue, but I want black eyes so that I can keep the consistency. And that's why I say both boy and mouse have black eyes. Mouse has a red bow tie. They hug, and mouse looks up at the sky, sees something. Mouse is intrigued. Now I want an improvement of the prompt, and that's where ChatGPT comes out richer. It's always a good idea to start with the camera movement. It's always good to put yourself as a camera lens and always direct as if you are the audience looking at the whole scene. And we specifically mention camera movement because that is the eyeball of your audience. Super important. Begin with a slow cinematic dolly in shot towards a young boy in a yellow polo t-shirt kneeling. You can see it is richer. And the more details, the better. Now, of course, we have to provide oversight onto this. At least it's good when you have a lot of text, and it's always easier to trim, to throw out what you don't want, rather than having very few words and then you have to add your own words to it. So this is plenty. And there is negative prompts, avoid blurry, out of focus elements, so on and so forth, right? And what you do is to enter all this into Kling AI, and you should be able to get some pretty nice results. Here, I just cut and paste from ChatGPT, and I will end the negative prompts as well. This does help. Now, take note that this generation for 5 seconds will cost 35 credits, and you can select 10 seconds, that would be double. For free users, you get 166 credits when you sign up. So you get 4 generations for trial. And I believe these credits refresh itself. You just click that and you should be able to get something going already. For me, it takes about a minute. So if you're on a free version, it could take longer because of prioritization. And the generation is pretty impressive. I didn't have to edit much. The description was good enough to give these results. Very impressive. And as pro tip, it's worthwhile mentioning camera movements. I've got some very common ones that you can incorporate into your prompts. Here it is, camera tilts up to show the sky. The tilting effect would go something like this. This is a good one. Camera arc shot, circling the boy and the mouse. If you want to zoom, you can say zoom in on the character, but I find what works best is zoom in to the eyes of the character. Then you'll get a very nice zoom in to the face. You can also zoom out or dolly out. And here, typically in the movie industry, the camera is on tracks and then they dolly out on the track. So this is where it gradually moves outward. Camera pans left of boy and mouse. And here I've got something very interesting, which is camera fast pans left of boy and mouse and zooms in on the tree in the distance. And that gives a very nice effect. Now for the background music, I go to Suno AI. It's just one of the best-in-class audio generation software. Here I'll go to Create. I'll click on Custom, and I will turn Instrumental on because I don't want vocals. There's Style Description, and there is Exclude Styles. Now I need to fill this up with the right genre. And again, prompts are important. What do? I go to ChatGPT to help me. Within ChatGPT, I give this prompt, suggest 3 instrumental genres for my cartoon. It is uplifting, joyful, happy scene where boy gives the mouse a big hug. The song should start with a high note, emotive. And I dropped the picture just to give it some reference, let it load and run. And you pick the one that you like, and it is a sort of trial and error. Chances are it's not going to be a one hit wonder. You're going to have to generate a couple of times to get exactly what you have envisioned. Let's try this one. You'll put that in. And then here you might also say, write less than 200 characters, negative styles. It understands the context. Avoid eerie, dark, ambient, sad beats. That sort of makes sense. This is optional, but I like to make use of exclude styles and create. Let Suno make sense out of everything. So for the actual video itself, I've chosen a soundtrack which has magical orchestral fantasy starting with a spectacular high bell sequence, and it sounds like this. And it worked very nicely for my video. Let's see this generation what came out. It's also very nice. And there you have it, a full production made by many AI tools. Central to it is Kling AI. I have created a YouTube video to talk about some of the very powerful features, and I talk about lip sync and other features as well. Definitely check out this video to learn more about Kling AI. Do like and subscribe this channel where I'll dish out more for you. Till the next time, take care, AI on.